Okay, so a little introduction to the Shaolin staff. Well, a staff must be one of the most basic weapons that mankind has ever used. Probably one of the first ones too. The staff more or less can be a branch off a tree. It doesn't take any great deal of technology to come up with something like this. And as we've evolved, this is a pole that has unlimited uses in farms and buildings. I mean, how many things do you use a pole for? Yeah. So it's an everyday, commonly found implement. And just about every culture in the world has used a staff as a weapon. Now, there's an interesting question. Why do we need a long pole that we wield with two hands when we could simply use a club, something maybe about that long, nice and heavy, and you can belt people with it, yeah? And why do we need to use something more complex like this? Well, because we're using two hands and a lot of body movement, we are going to get more power into this, but it's a bit more difficult to use. So I suggest the answer is, instead of thinking about swinging a staff, think about piercing with the staff. Yeah. Piercing and jabbing. And the advantage of that is it holds someone back. It holds someone away from you. Maybe you're using to hunt a wild animal, you don't want the animal coming too close. So jabbing out gives you range, stops someone getting close. You got someone with a club, you can pick them off before they get close to you. So I'd see that as one of the main advantages with the staff, that you have that reach. Reach out, hit, reach, and you can hold someone off. I remember one of my teachers, Master Tanning Hock in Singapore, telling a good story about the staff, and they had three of them involved in a big set to in a coffee shop in Singapore, and they stood kind of like one facing this way, one this way, one this way, triangle shape with their backs to each other, and they managed to hold off a whole load of guys, big crowd, using their staves and just kind of jabbing out, holding people back. The staff is a weapon very much associated with Shaolin. Some people consider it to be the characteristic weapon of Shaolin, the classic Shaolin weapon. It's not the most effective weapon, but that can be a good thing. It's not too lethal. Yeah. And the story goes it was a popular weapon with monks because monks take a vow not to kill. Yeah. So maybe you don't want a tiger fork or a horse cutting knife, something as lethal as that. If you use just a simple wooden staff, then you can defend yourself without necessarily killing somebody. And that can be a good thing. And it can be a very good thing in modern times when the penalty for killing people can be quite severe. If you want a weapon that's not too likely to kill somebody, this is a good choice. Yeah. This is something that Master Tan used to carry in the back of his van, just in case, and he didn't want anything too lethal. He preferred the non-lethal weapon like the staff. This one here, bought in Singapore in the late 1980s, I think about 89, and it's really heavy, really hard wood. Indonesian hardwood, you can't get them anymore. Yeah, you can't buy these anymore. It's really heavy and it's thick. You can see how thick it is. And this is the old style staff that they used to fight with. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, you get hit with this and that is gonna make a difference. Yeah. That, it's heavy, it's hard. It makes it a little bit difficult to swing, but it's certainly effective. Yeah. This will break bones. Some of the modern staves, I think you hit somebody with them, they just break. Yeah. And you see people now, they're using these kind of carbon fibre staves. Well, what good would they do? Yeah. You're not going to knock anybody out with one of those. To understand how you use a staff, you have to really understand what a real staff is like. It's a great, big, heavy, hard bit of wood that you can knock people out with.